Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Bandai Movie Monster series Gamera 1995. Now, this monster isn't actually from the Godzilla series. He actually stars in his own films called the Gamera movies. So basically, Gamera started off as sort of like kind of a Godzilla knockoff, because Godzilla at the time, like in the 60s, was really popular. So, of course, all these different movie studios were trying to make their own Godzilla. And one of them was Gamera. Now, years later, in the 90s, Toho, or I don't know when exactly, but Toho actually bought the rights to Gamera, and they decided to make their own series of films after they ended the Godzilla series. So in 1995, we got Gamera Guardian of the Universe. I have seen the movie, and it's really good. And honestly, I remember back in like September, I'm talking with a good friend of mine, and he's telling me that the Heisei Gamera movies are actually a lot better than a lot of Godzilla movies out there. So of course I was interested, and I've seen the first two, and I gotta be honest, he's kind of right. I love Godzilla, I always will, but if I'm gonna be honest, the Heisei Gamera trilogy, like so far, is it definitely is a lot better than like a lot of Godzilla movies out there. I haven't seen the third one yet. I will watch that later today, but yeah, no. The Heisei Gamera movies are great, and if you haven't seen them, well, please do because they are fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, this figure is also really nice. I like this figure a lot, so let's just take a closer look. Actually, before we take a look at the figure itself, we'll take a quick look at his tag. So, of course, in the front, we have a screenshot of Gamera from Gamera, Guardian of the Universe. Sorry, I stutter a lot, I know. Of course, we have 1995, Gamera, and everything like that. On the back, we have the movie poster of him fighting Gyaos. I think I pronounced that right. I'm new to Gamera, so forgive me to any Gamera veteran fans. I'm sorry, but yeah. Anyway, Gamera is fighting Gyaos, and on the inside we have some Japanese writing and a picture of the Showa Gamera. So, yeah. Now for the figure itself. And first, we'll take a look at the paint. Sorry, I accidentally knocked something over. First, we'll take a look at the paint. And the painting on this figure, for a Bandai Movie Monster Series figure, is actually really nice. I like it a lot. Let's take a closer look. So, of course, most of the body is this sort of bluish-blackish color, which does look nice. Of course, the underside of the carapace here is painted brown. A lot of really nice dry brushing here, actually. That looks really nice. Nothing is sloppy, nothing goes outside of the underside of the carapace, nothing bleeds onto the skin here or anything like that. It's just very clean, and I really like that. Anyway, the toenails, fingernails, and teeth are painted the toenails and fingernails particularly, they're painted a yellowish whitish color. And then the teeth here are painted a yellowish brownish whitish color, which looks nice. Because you see in his tusks here, which are painted very nicely. A little bit of airbrushing at the bottom there, which again just looks great. And even the inside of the mouth, the painting here, it's all pink. Usually they don't paint the insides of the mouth, but they did here, and it just looks great. And the eyes themselves are painted white with green pupils. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the painting on this figure. The painting on this figure is very clean, very just all around good, and I like it a lot. And it's a shame that most movie Monster Series figures don't have this, style of paint, or at least this much effort put into the paint. Because you have the Bandai Movie Monster Series Shin Godzilla, and this thing is just so boring. I like this figure, nostalgic, for when Shin Godzilla came out. It's hard to believe it's been almost 5 years, but that's besides the point. It's just very bland. You just have red here, and yeah, there's not a lot here. But here, they actually, there's a lot of care here, and I love it. And even, the 2019 Final Wars Anguirus they released, the painting here is just not terrible, but it's definitely lacking. The inside of the mouth isn't painted. The underside of the nails is not painted, and just a lot of things just look very cheap here. And even the Bandai Movie Monster Series Mothra, the top half looks good, but the bottom half, it looks very boring. Just unfinished. But here, the painting is just very, precise, and it just looks great. I wish more Bandai Movie Monster Series figures were like this. And I know why a lot of the newer ones don't have this, nice paint, because they're trying to sell Bandai Spirits, which is so stupid. It's basically Bandai Movie Monster Series figures, but with better paint apps, but you have to pay like $150 and $300, and it's a ripoff. I'm sorry. I think, the regular Bandai Movie Monster Series figures should, have that quality of paint. But that's just me. So, yeah. But yeah, no, the painting on this figure is really good. So the paint, it definitely gets a pass. So, yeah. Now take a look at the articulation. And the articulation on this figure, well, it's a Bandai Movie Monster Series figure. You're not going to get a whole lot of articulation. So of course, we have a swivel at the arms, so they can move 360. We have swivels at the legs here, so they can move 360 as well. You kind of have to force it, but you can do it. And the tail is on a swivel, so that can move 360 as well. And that's pretty much it for the, the articulation on this figure. I stutter a lot, I know, I'm sorry. I have ADHD and that messes me up, so do bear with me, because I know I do that a lot. But anyway, off topic, that's it for the articulation. And the articulation here is very nice, well, for a Bandai Movie Monster Series figure, it's not great, as far as like normal figures go, but Bandai Movie Monster Series figures typically don't have a whole lot of articulation. But the articulation here, it's average, so honestly, I'd give it a pass. Now we'll take a look at the sculpt, and the sculpting on this figure is very good. Looks very accurate to what we say in Gamera Guardian of the Universe, very accurate. And even how he looks in Gamera Attack of Legion, or Gamera 2 Attack of Legion, which I have seen. Again, I know I said this before, but I've seen the first two. I'm going to watch the third one today. So, yeah, but anyway, yeah, the sculpting just looks very great, very spot on. And yeah, it's just great. I don't know what else to say. So, the sculpting on this figure is great. So, it definitely gets a pass. Now, take a look at the detailing. And the detailing on this figure is just incredible. So, take a look at the head. You can see all of the creases and everything. Very beautifully defined. I like that a lot. And even like the ridges on the top of his head. It just looks great. The inside of his mouth is also very nicely detailed. The tongue is detailed nicely, and just everything just looks great. And even his tusks here, they look great. And then, like, for his skin here, we have like a lot of creases and everything, and a lot of seams, which just looks great. Like, just very beautifully defined. We do have a seam here for like the assembly of the figure, but that's okay. The underside of the carapace is detailed very nicely as well, because you can see all of the, creasing and everything like that, and it just looks so good. And even in the legs here, all of the creases and everything, it's just, the detailing here is just amazing. And even the feet, they are detailed very nicely as well. And the tail here, all of the creases, and even like the scales on the top of his tail, which reminds me of Godzilla 2014, like that design for Godzilla, but yeah, no, the detailing here is just very nice. And even the back of the carapace here, like, look at this. This looks fantastic. Like, all of, like, the seams and everything, of course, they're detailed nicely. But you get, like, all of these different, like, not really scuff marks, but, like, markings that are just detailed very beautifully. And it just looks really good. And, yeah, that's pretty much it for the detailing on this figure. And, it is very good. So, the detailing on this figure definitely gets a pass. So, at the end of the day, should you get this figure? Honestly, I'd say, yeah, this is a very good figure. If you like giant monsters, then definitely get this figure. And honestly, or obviously you like giant monsters because you're watching this, but even like if you have never seen a Gamera movie, watch the Heisei movies. I haven't seen the Showa movies, but I've heard mixed things. I'm not saying they're bad, and I'm not saying they're good, but I haven't seen them, so I couldn't really give you my thoughts. But so far, I've only seen 2 of the 3 Heisei movies, but out of those 2, I'm really liking them. Again, I said that's oh my god, my ADHD is killing me this morning. I said this at the beginning of the video, but yeah, the Gamera movies, the Heisei Gamera movies anyway, they are really good. In fact, I'd go as far as to say they're better than a lot of Godzilla movies I've seen, which, again, I still love Godzilla, and I always will, but the Heisei Gamera movies are something else. They're just, they're fantastic. So, if you haven't seen the Heisei Gamera movies, please do yourself a favor and watch them. They are great. And even, this figure itself, it's great too, so definitely get it if you can. If you want to know, like, the actual price of it, it's only, like, I think 25 bucks on Amazon, so not too bad for a Bandai Movie Monster Series figure. They're typically between $20 to $30, so when it's $30, I feel like it's a bit much, but you know, when the painting is like this, honestly, it's not that bad. So, yeah. Anyway, definitely get this figure if you can. It is a very nice figure. Again, only 25 bucks, which isn't bad for this figure. It's really good. So, yeah. Anyway, if you want to know how big he is, and here he is next to Dr. Billy Grant. And here he is with some hand sanitizer. Alright. Now, that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Zack out.